athletes from all around the world that are coming to Madison, Wisconsin to compete. To be in that position to represent the entire state of Wisconsin is an awesome feeling, and makes me happy that it's in our backyard. All the masters out there that I know and talk to are training just as hard and putting the work in. Our numbers might not be the same. You know, we might be a little bit slower, not quite lifting the same numbers, but the work's getting put in for sure.
That was like my AM simulation. I gotta do a 100 max deadlift.
In the beginning it was great because CrossFit was biased a little bit more towards strength, I would say, than it is now. So I was always, with my football background, always able to be one of the guys that could lift the most, Olympic lift, you know, whatever it may be. But definitely over the years I have found that, you know, yes, it's nice to be one of the strongest guys, but you have to be balanced to do well in the sport. And unless you put the time in and evaluate your weaknesses and are willing to make sacrifices, you're only going to get so far. You know, everyone wants to make it to the CrossFit Games in 1 or 2 years. It took me 8 years. You know, had I made it in 18, I wouldn't have let off the gas. I would have, you know, kept pushing. It definitely lit a fire underneath me, and probably was the main reason why I qualified in 19, was just giving myself the confidence knowing that I could compete with the biggest guys on the stage. And I learned at the Granite Games really quickly that it was, if you don't go unbroken from the start of the workout to the finish, you're not going to do well. That experience, you know, has continued to help me build in 2020 and 2021, because now I know when I'm on the stage with the best of the best what it takes.
Nice, Brent.
Oh yeah, big surprise there.
Ah!
Part of when I did make it in 19, just enjoying the experience being at the games is I feel like probably a lot of first-time games athletes, it's getting there, enjoying the experience, taking it all in. And knowing the time commitment, the sacrifice, and how much I've trained, nothing has changed from when I was trying to make it as an individual. And so it's not, you know, they're masters, they don't train as hard, they don't put the work in like we do. That's not true. And if anything, in my opinion, it's almost harder, because most masters, people 35 and older, have careers, not just jobs. They have families, they have kids. My family would understand if I made the sacrifice and wasn't there, but it's more important for me to show up. So I'd rather have my training sacrificed a little bit. I think it's taken me a few years to definitely figure out a healthy balance of that personal life and the gym. And it's still something that I'm working on today, but the biggest thing for me has just been setting a schedule and allowing myself this much time in the morning, this much time in the afternoon to train. And there's been many days, even prepping for the games this year, where I've skipped training sessions because I've had other stuff. When it comes to the day of the competition or the days of the competition, I'll be approaching it as any other competition I've done before. You know, like I said with the Granite Games, what I saw out there and felt with the other competitors, as far as the speed and the intensity, I'm gonna be approaching it the same way. My biggest goal is to go out there, have my plan, and attack it and execute, and not worry about what anyone else is doing. I think I've proven this year that through the Open and through the Masters qualifier that, you know, I'm right there at the top with everybody else, and so I'm not going to be worried so much about what everyone else is doing at the competition. I just want to focus on what I can do and what I'm capable of, and at the end of 3 days, if I've given a good effort, and you know, I can be proud of that no matter what the placing is. Did a little bit of bodybuilding for a couple years and was very happy to find CrossFit and get out of that space.